What's going on, everybody? So it's about that time to start talking about the cover candidates for Madden 16. As you know, it's April. Usually they start doing this kind of thing. You know, maybe you start hearing some rumors around late April, early May to see who's going to be on the cover. For those guys that are not knowledgeable about how that works, you know, EA Sports, I believe, they have like a set fee that they offer to the person that's going to be on the cover. So most, you know, highly rated players that are already making millions of dollars don't or won't usually do it. Some people just do it because they're at the height of, you know, whatever. Like, for instance, you know, Richard Sherman last year, he was at the height of his career by being like the best defensive player in the NFL. So it made sense for him to do it. I think it's about $150,000, which is like pennies to a lot of the guys that's making ridiculous money. So we're gonna go ahead and look at some of the candidates that are possible to be on the cover of Madden 16. Right here, number one, Odell Beckham Jr. Listen, the guy had one of the most ridiculous catches I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if I could actually, you know, the David Tyree catch where, you know, Eli Manning closed his eyes and prayed to whoever he prayed to and just threw it up in the air and he caught it on his face. That was a great catch, but the catches that Odell Beckham had, like 3 or 4 in this last season, that were just like, are you serious right now? Like, how big is this guy's hands? Like, is this guy a gorilla or what the F is he? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I don't understand. So if he was supposed to turn up on the cover, I wouldn't be, you know, as shocked, like, wow, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? He comes in at number one, you know, the most likely person to do it. Next up, Andrew Luck. Again, a solid quarterback. Like, and I want you guys to leave comments about it, and I want you to, I'm gonna post the video link to this on Twitter, and if you guys enjoy it, you know, I want you to retweet it so people can leave their comments, because I want to know if we could all come to a consensus ourselves as a unit and just tell EA Sports what we want instead of doing all this voting crap. But Andrew Luck, again, a solid quarterback. I think he's just a few pieces away from taking everything. I definitely think they made the right decision in taking him number one over RG3. Not saying that RG3 is that much of a bad player, but he was injury prone, and you can't build your franchise on a broken knee. You know, no pun intended. So Andrew Luck, I like that idea too. You know, he had a solid year. Number 3, JJ Watt. Like, this guy was catching touchdown passes and sacking the F out of quarterbacks. You know, like running fumbles back for 6. I can't argue with that. I can't, you know, I don't know if any of you guys can argue with that, JJ Watt being there. I would love to see him on the cover. I think that would be a huge success for JJ Watt that's well deserved, because I'm gonna tell you right now, this guy was a monster last season. I hope he has a lot of high octane levels left to his career, because the Texans don't really impress me as far as overall what they're doing. Jadeveon Clowney, we don't know what he's gonna be. He was injured most of the year, so if this guy gets a little bit of help, yo, man, I just wouldn't want to be the quarterback on the other side of the football. Number 4, Antonio Brown. Again, this guy was the best receiver possibly in the game for a very long time. Now, because of his height, you know, people won't give him the credit, because let's face it, the NFL is about big receivers, and so was Madden. Madden 15, a lot of people were pissed off about the user catching and how you couldn't stop it. I wasn't mad about it, and you know, like I said, I know what it is about height. I played football. I know what height does. Height is a mother effer, and I believe that as far as the mechanics go, some of them is out of control. But as far as the height factor goes, you talk to any cornerback, and they'll tell you, no matter what level, when somebody has those inches on you, it's not a fun time out there. And I think that's why Antonio Brown didn't get a lot of the credit that he deserved because of his height. But one of the most electrifying receivers last season, hands down, without a doubt. Would I want to see him on the Madden 16 cover? No, in my opinion. I don't think he did enough to be on the cover. Cam Newton, again, listen, I don't think he should be on the cover. He doesn't do enough for me to say, okay, they made the playoffs even though nobody thought they were going to do it, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. I think Cam Newton hasn't even touched his real potential yet. And I just think that the coaching staff or whatever it is, something's just not clicking, because this man is he's built like someone that can really destroy your hopes and dreams, but he doesn't display it. And like I said, a lot of it comes with coaching. A lot of the stuff is in his head. A lot of the things, I don't know I just can't touch on what it really is. But he hasn't done, since his rookie season, he hasn't done anything to say, you know, he's really that Superman guy that can open a shirt like that. I don't know. I wouldn't vote for him to be on the cover of Madden 16. DeMarco Murray. I probably would vote for this guy. You know, all the yards from scrimmage in a league where everything is pass. And granted, he has Tony Romo as quarterback, who a lot of people have a lot of problems with, but I think he's a pretty decent quarterback in the league. DeMarco Murray did some ridiculous things this season. I wouldn't have anything to say against it if anybody voted for DeMarco Murray. I'd have to be honest with you, logically looking at it in a passing league and what he's done for the game this season, I can't argue that. Rob Gronkowski, I got a soft spot for him. I love me some Rob Gronkowski. Listen, I love me some Rob Gronkowski because he's such a big guy and he can be a kid at the same time, similar to Shaquille O'Neal. Like, he's unbelievable. This guy's doing splits in the bar, falling on his elbow right after surgery. Like, this guy, I like this guy. I wouldn't have any problem. You know what I'm saying? I would have no problem at all, Rob Gronkowski being on there, because, you know what I'm saying? Football's supposed to be fun. Of course, now with all the new rules and all the other crap that goes on with it, and all the athletes are beating their wives, a lot of things come away from it. But, you know, I love watching Rob Gronkowski play. Rob Gronkowski, he's a monster, bruh. Fantasy leagues, I always look for him if he's available. He's a guy that's gonna get touchdowns, dog. He's gonna get in the end zone. He's way too big. When they line him up, wherever they line him up, you can't really cover him. I wouldn't have a problem with it. Tony Romo, I would definitely have a problem with it. Okay, not because I don't like Tony Romo as a quarterback. I just the man is gonna throw a pick. You know what I'm saying, bro? And I don't think that would represent what, you know what I'm saying, what should be on the cover. I just don't think that he should be anywhere near a Madden 16 cover. Aaron Rodgers, I got love for Aaron Rodgers. A lot of people, should they have won that playoff game against the Seahawks? Yeah. Could they blame the tight end for dropping the ball on the onside kick? Yeah. But you can't deny Aaron Rodgers was lethal as F. He was lethal like Ebola, you know, during that game. And I wouldn't be upset to see Aaron Rodgers there. I just wouldn't. I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league. I wouldn't be upset to see him there. My personal opinion. Tom Brady, how can you be mad at this man? In my opinion, listen, I don't care about Spygate, do me in the ass gate, whatever kind of gate you have. It doesn't matter. This man has defied the odds. The last pick in the draft. Listen, if anybody can argue about this man's success, his beautiful wife, all that stuff like that, I understand you got to have haters, but you got to look at yourself and just say, you know what? Out of everyone, regardless of everything that's happened, he still had to go out there and perform. And I believe that he's one of the most clutch players ever to play the game. And in my opinion, I would take him over any other quarterback. And like, you know, listen, I gotta be honest with you, man. This guy, as much as I wanted the Seattle Seahawks to win that Super Bowl, the way he picked apart the defense and he took from a defense that was the #1 in the league, short passes granted, but he took what the defense gave him and just picked them right apart. I would not be disappointed to see Tom Brady. And I have a lot of respect for people that go out there and do what they're supposed to do. And I know there's a lot of hysteria and deflated balls and somebody doesn't have a ball sack and all kind of sacks, but you can't argue this man's greatness at any time. And if you do, I would like to see statistics behind it. I would like to see what you have to say, because you can't really say anything about it. I would love to see him there. Tom Brady, I would have no problem with it. Richard Sherman, okay, do I think he's the best cornerback in the league? I can't say that. You know, I can't say it. Would I want to see him on the cover of Madden 16 again? No. Not because he didn't win the Super Bowl. I know he played hurt with the elbow injury and all that stuff like that, but I don't think, no, because I don't think he was the best cornerback last year. I just don't think that. So I wouldn't want to see him on the cover of Madden 16 again for 2 years in a row, which is highly unlikely for it to happen anyway. Luke Kuechly, a beast. I would have, listen, this would be kind of, you know, it's a lot, like, I would rather see JJ Watt before Kuechly though. Let me just say that. I would be kind of, you know, what the F is going on? This man is a complete beast and everywhere on the field where he needs to be. I just wish there was some way that Kuechly and JJ Watt could play on the same team. Like, JJ Watt just needs a little bit of help. Kuechly has a lot of help on the line, but a lot of the guys are beating their wives and stuff, and a lot of things weren't happening right for the Panthers, so he didn't have his line. But this guy is one of, if he continues to play like this, one of the greatest middle linebackers to ever play the game, hands down. I would love to see him if JJ Watt declined to do it. Justin Houston, a great, listen, okay, bro, linebacker, bro, great. Would I want to see him on the cover? No, I don't think he's that guy that everybody would recognize, that would know that he did enough to be there. Just to be fair, you know what I'm saying? Did he have a lot of sacks? I think he almost broke the sack record or something like that. But it just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something about Kansas City. The energy just wasn't, I don't know. I wouldn't want to see him on the cover. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. If you guys disagree, let me know. Russell Wilson, except for that pass that he threw right to the defender of the Patriots, I wouldn't have a problem, but I don't, you know, people always remember the last thing you do, not the beginning. It's always the end. So I just don't think it would be cool to have him there. That's all. I'm not saying that I'll be upset if he was there. I just don't think it'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be considered cray-cray, or whatever the kids are into nowadays. And last but not least, Le'Veon Bell. He had a couple 200-yard games. Listen, this dude right here, again, if he didn't get hurt towards the end of the year, bro, possibly. Would I be upset seeing him there? I would be torn, because I think that a lot of the guys that I spoke of before that are ahead of him on the list should have been there instead. But would I be upset? No, with the fact of what he's done when he was healthy and on the field. But that injury towards the end of the season, it really hurt him, and it really took away from all the stuff that he was doing. And that would be the problem. That would be a problem for me, for him to be on the cover. Just being honest with you. But I couldn't say I'm disappointed about it, because the man is an absolute beast. I'm not saying that, I'm not doubting anything about this man's skill. This man's skill, you can't doubt this man's skill. He went out there and just did whatever he wanted to all the defenses, when he was healthy. So it's just the fact that the people prior to him, I would much rather see them, with the exception of a couple people, Tony Romo, Houston and stuff like that, he should be further up than 15. I would say that. But him being outright the favorite, nah, I couldn't do that with the other guys that are ahead of the list. I'd like for you guys to tell me what you think, man. And, forward this, retweet it, and send it to EA Sports. Let them know what you think the cover candidate for Madden 16 should be. And leave all the comments in the comment section. Let's see if we can get to a nice conclusion to somebody that we all agree with should be on the cover of Madden 16. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, one love.